We're going to get started in just a minute here. I just wanted to run through a quick reminder of what you need for equipment. And also, like, if you're just here today, like a couple of you are just checking it out and you may not have all the equipment, do not worry. You can just kind of do the movements that we're doing without the equipment and still get a good workout. So we will be using bands today. If you don't have bands, you could use like a couple water bottles or soup cans in place of the bands. And then we'll need a chair for our workout. So get your chair handy. And I believe that's about it. Bands, chair, mat. And we do have a weight that we need. We're going to be doing some goblet squats. So you're going to be holding and doing squatting like this. You can use like a dumbbell or a cat, maybe a dog, whatever you have nearby that weighs a little bit. We're going to get started in just a second here. So gather your items if you haven't done so already. So we are going to start today with a warm-up that requires a band. Take a heavy band because we're going to be using it kind of just as a strap. So what we're going to do is do a side lunge and then just kind of over to the side like this. So the band is just, you're holding onto it like this. We do a side lunge and then just kind of go over to the side. We're going to stay all on one side, bend to the side. Good. Getting those creaky Monday morning bones warmed up. So just a shout out to some new faces on the screen this morning. We've got Candace and Allison who have dropped by just to kind of observe today and see what we're up to. And Eve, who is joining us for the Fitcamp for the month. So welcome, new faces. Good to see you here. All right, switch sides. So other side and then over. So my warm-up question for this morning is, what food or drink do you like that some people might consider to be unusual? And you could think like unusual food pairings or unusual ways to prepare food. Switch sides again. So my answer, and I know probably most of you will think this is weird, but that's why we're asking this question. So I really like LaCroix, and sometimes I'll have it sit in my car like overnight. It loses its carbonation and it's like a little bit warm the next day, but still has that like flavor of the LaCroix. And I kind of really like that. I know, a little weird, but anyways, I'm sure maybe some of you can top me in the weird area. So let's, Eve, if you want to unmute yourself, do you have any foods that people might consider unusual or beverages that you enjoy? Go to another warm-up activity now. So I'm going to have we're going to practice these little chair squats that we're going to do later. So what I want you to do is take your butt down, just a tap on the edge of the chair. So you're really not sitting on the chair, so to speak, but you're really just tapping on the edge here, not taking a seat. Just as soon as you feel that edge of the chair against your rear, you're standing back up, and make sure to stand all the way tall and come back down. So that is what we are up to now. And we're going to be heading that for a minute. Okay, Allison, do you have any foods or beverages that some people might consider unusual, but you enjoy? Love asparagus. All right, what about you? Candace, is there anything that maybe is a little unusual that you enjoy? All right, what about you, Liz and Jill? All right, that might be a little bit off. I don't think I've tried it, but I would try that. Sounds good. All right, we're gonna do one more warm-up activity here. So I'm gonna take a medium band to heavy band. So we're gonna do two things here. We're going to do a lunge and a twist. So you're gonna start with your left foot forward into a lunge. So you're gonna lunge forward, press that band out, and twist to the left. I'm gonna do that from the side so you can see. So left foot forward, press out the band, and twist to your left. Good, so we'll stay on that side, and then we'll switch sides in a minute. Okay. All right, Beth, anything that you enjoy to eat that might be a little bit unusual or drink? Okay, that's a good one. Oh. All right, how about you, Lorena? Anything that you enjoy that maybe is a little unusual? There you go. I would eat that. Haven't tried it that way, but I would eat that. But I'm adventurous, so. All right, so Becky, what about you? Anything you eat that's a little unusual? Just any port in a storm, got to get that cereal in, right? Okay, let's take that right leg forward, press and twist to your right. So now we're just switching sides for this warm-up exercise. Okay. Catherine, do you have anything that's unusual that you like to eat or drink? Ooh, sounds like I need to know how to get those. Sounds really good. All right, so we're gonna spend a few more seconds warming up, and this is a little bit longer maybe than we would usually warm up, but we're heading right into a fitness assessment that'll take about 18 minutes or so, and I really wanted to get everyone nice and warmed up and meet the new faces today. So we're gonna get on with that in just a minute. Twisting to the right. Okay, all right, so hopefully everyone's feeling nice and warmed up now. We are all gonna do something now. Grab your pen and paper. I'm gonna have a little drawing lesson. I'm gonna do a whiteboard and show you exactly what you need to be drawing on your paper. And this is just a little way for you to keep track of what you're doing in the next exercise. Everybody's gonna have their own little way to keep track of their reps for the next few minutes. So everyone got their pen and paper there, ready to go? Ready to go? Okay. So take a look at the screen and I will show you how you're going to do this. So you're going to write 4 words, one underneath each other. You're going to write wall. Yes, it looks like a 3rd grader. I'm writing with my finger. You're going to write push. And then you're going to write squat. And then you're going to write the word pull. Okay. And then big lines across like this. And then you need 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. Everybody with me? So, oh, and one last thing above all the words, big star. Draw a big star. All right, got that? So that's how you're going to be keeping track of our exercises for the next few minutes here. Okay. All right, why did I have you draw a star? Just because I wanted you to have a star this morning, right? No matter what else happens today, you got a star first thing this morning, and that's your star. So that's the purpose of that. So let me just run over those 4 exercises I had you write down. So for the wall, we're gonna do some wall sits. You're gonna take a light band and take it above your knees, and you're gonna be on the wall, sitting and marching. If anybody has any knee issues with this, like doesn't feel right on the knees, just to cut out the march and then push apart on the band like this. So that's going to be the first exercise. The next one is push-ups. So let me show you, there's a few variations there, and you're going to pick the one that feels most comfortable to you. So this is all levels. So I'm going to show you all levels of work, and you pick the one that feels best to you this morning. So push-ups you can do on the wall like this. You can do on the chair like this, right? And you can do on the mat on your knees. So, all right, you seeing how this is what you can make work for you, whatever version you feel like you can do several reps of. The next, we're gonna do some chair tap goblet squats. So you'll be grabbing your weight and you'll be doing what we did in the warm-up, where you're sitting and just tapping your butt right on the edge there, like this. So you can use a bag weight. If you happen to have a dumbbell, you'll just be holding it at your chest like this while you do that squat. Last but not least, we're gonna do pulling apart on the bands, a very light band, and we're pulling apart like this, okay? So what we're gonna do is 3 rounds of those 4 exercises. Every exercise is gonna last for 60 seconds. And what you need to do, and why I had you write that chart down, is you're gonna count the reps that you get for every single exercise. And after we do that 60 seconds, you're gonna write it down, how many reps you got. So everybody, let's get started. Get that light band above your knees.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach, for the marching is around 2 legs?
Yes.
Like, is it 2-step for 1?
So you're gonna do band above the knees, and then you're counting like this: 1, 2, 3,
Great.
4. Is that
Thank
what
you?
Yeah. And then if you decide that you want to do the pushing out, then how you count is 1, 2. Like each time you push your legs apart from each other is going to be how you count that. So good question, because I didn't really make that clear. So let's get started here. I'm going to put this band above your knees, and we're going to get started. Just a second. Okay. Rounds. All right. So everybody has a wall. If you don't have a wall, you could use like a door frame, anything you can hold your back against. And we're starting here in 3, 2, and 1. Up and down with the marching. And you're counting. Every time your knee comes up is 1 rep. So try to sit down as far as you can on the wall. Really challenge yourself in the beginning of this interval. And then as you get through the interval, if you need to stand up a little further on the wall, that's fine. Try to keep your head and your shoulders in contact with the wall as you keep going. Whoa, look at that, 20 seconds left. Doing it. Keep counting. Final 10. And 3, 2, and 1. Okay. All right, so next up, you're gonna write down that number, however you got to, stick it under that first column for the wall sits. So do a little scribble, and then we're gonna get set up for our push-ups. We're gonna try to move through this pretty quickly. The idea is not to have much rest because we're really challenging our fitness here and seeing what we can do. So get in your position for your push-ups. And we're starting our push-ups here in 3, 2, and 1. And it's okay too, if you're doing push-ups and decide to switch versions like halfway through. This is just all about you moving in the way that feels best to you this morning. And still continuing to get that good workout. Remember, no matter which way you're doing push-ups, to keep your core nice and tight. Halfway. Last 10 seconds. And time. Okay. So let's write down how many push-ups you got to. Make a note. And the next thing we're doing is our goblet squats. So we are tapping your butt on the very edge of the chair. And whatever weight you have this morning, you're just gonna hold it against your chest as snugly as you can. Hug it for dear life. All right, so we're starting here in 3, 2, and go. So you're just ever so slightly grazing the edge of that chair. As soon as you feel yourself contact the chair, you're standing right up again. Really pressing those hips forward as you stand up, keeping your core tight, and chest is up. So you are really trying to like squeeze your shoulder blades together to get that tall posture. Everyone's looking great. Keep it up. Just go at whatever pace feels good to you. But what's interesting about keeping track of these, you'll find the next couple of rounds, you'll be looking at your numbers like, oh, see if I can get that again. So a little self-challenge and done. Okay, write down your number. How many reps you got to? Okay, so we're getting our wrist pull aparts next. So here, take your light band. Probably the lightest one you have is going to be good here just for being able to work through the reps as much as possible. And what I didn't mention is any of these exercises, it's okay if you don't get through the 60 seconds. That just means you chose a really challenging weight and resistance, and you just count whatever number you stop at. So it's okay if we don't get through the 60 seconds, but everybody ready here? These are gonna pull behind and go. So you're keeping your shoulders down away from your ears like you all are doing great. And you're trying to like pull those elbows behind your back. This is a great posture exercise. So you can probably feel towards the end of that range of motion, those shoulder blade muscles squeezing together. Okay, keep counting, we're halfway through. All right, looking great. Last 10 seconds here. And time. Okay. All right. So that is one round. We're going to do 2 more rounds just like that, keeping track each time of how many reps we've done. So this will just be a nice comparison. We'll do this portion of the workout at the end of the month for the last workout of this month. And hopefully you will see an improvement. And that's the point of this, is to kind of measure what you've accomplished during the month. So we are not going to waste much time getting back into it. Let's start with those wall sits. So you're going to put that light band right above your knees. And we're going to head to the wall in 3, 2, and let's get it after it. When we are marching. Like I said, doesn't matter how far you get through the 60 seconds. What matters is that you keep track of the number that you got to, because that's what's going to help you measure how you do throughout the month. Maybe at the end of the month, you'll get 5 more reps than you did today. Look at that, 20 seconds to go. You're doing great. Keep it up. Here we go, almost done. Hold on to it. And time. Okay, write that number down. See where you got. Then when you're done writing that number down, just get into position for push-ups. And we're starting with push-ups in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, halfway. Keep it up. Doing great. Whichever way you're doing, it is awesome that you have started your Monday working hard on yourself. Good on you for being here. 15 seconds to go. Almost there. Keep moving. And time. Okay. Moving right along. Write down that number wherever you ended up with your push-ups. And then next up, we're going to grab our weights for those chair tap squats. Okay. All right, we are headed to the chair in 3, 2, and let's go. Count those chair taps. All right, you're doing great. You made it halfway through already. Keep moving. Remember to stand all the way up tall. As you stand up, really thrust those hips forward. Like I say, sometimes somebody in your house left the dresser door open and you have to close it with your hips, boom, thrusting forward. And that's the kind of motion we're going for here at the end of this squat. Almost there. And time. Okay, write your number down. And we're gonna move right into the wrist band pull aparts. Okay, getting started here in 3, 2, and 1. Okay. All right, doing good. Remember to keep those shoulders down away from your ears. And at the end of the range of motion, when you've gotten your elbows as far as you can behind your back, really giving those shoulder blades a good squeeze for a second. Like you're crushing something in between them. Perhaps a walnut, perhaps a peanut butter covered gherkin, whatever you like. Last 10 seconds. And we are done. Okay. All right, only one more round after this, and then we're moving on. So write down your number, and you should have one column left. So we're gonna start with those wall sit marches. Last time around here. Okay, so we're headed to the wall in 3, 2, and let's wall sit and march. It's okay if you place your hands on your thighs, completely fine. Just make sure you're not pushing on your thighs and supporting yourself. So it is a nice little shelf for your hands. Just try not to hold yourself up. But honestly, if you need to stand up a little further through the interval, that's completely fine too, just to keep moving. Okay, look at that, 20 seconds. And we're done with wall sittings marches for the day. And 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Write that special number down. All right. So let's head into push-ups. Last time for push-ups for today. And we are headed to the mat here in 3, 2, and 1 minute of push-ups. Here we are. All right, keep it up. Halfway through. All right, you've got this. Keep moving, we're almost there. All right, last few seconds, come on. You can do it. And time, okay. Wow, write down that push-up number. Ooh, got those third round push-up feels. I don't know about anybody else. Tough, tough stuff, everything in this third round. Okay, let's see, we've got only a couple minutes left because we had 2 more exercises. We're gonna head with our weight to the chair for those chair tap squats. So grab your handy weight. And we're starting in 3, 2, and tap that chair. All right, keep counting. All right, halfway. Keep that core tight, really pop those hips forward as you stand up. All right, final 15 here. And 3, 2, and we are done for that exercise. Whew. Only one more, and then we're gonna get a nice little break. So write your number down and then grab a hold of your band for the wrist band pull aparts. Last exercise of the fitness assessment. Here we go. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Count those pull aparts. All right. And sometimes as you get tired of this exercise, it's really easy to kind of let those arms lower, but try to keep them right about the level of your shoulders, if not just above. And that kind of really centers that work in the back. Okay, only 20 seconds left. All right, keep going, just a few seconds. Got this. Whew. And we are done. You made it through the fitness assessment. We're gonna take a couple minutes now just to break before and I'll tell you what's next. All right, grab a drink of water. You've earned it. Okay. All right. Does anybody else here agree that there is a right way and a wrong way to recoil an extension cord? Do I have anybody who's on my team? So instead of just, okay, Catherine, Allison, all right, Liz, there you go. So, little story time before we get started. Doing some yard work yesterday, and my wife has the cord that she's put in one of our boxes here, and I'm taking it out, and it is just tangled beyond belief. So I'm doing this kind of thing, which is kind of the thing that we're going to be doing for our next exercise. For like 5 minutes or more, untangling this cord. So moral of the story, I think I have a new house rule that I'm the only one that gets to wrap up cords again. And I got some practice for what we're going to be doing next. We're doing some smiles, right? This is very similar to like recoiling that cord that somebody, or getting all the knots out of that cord, right? You're taking the extension cord back and forth. So let's just review smiles. Lightest band you have, underhanded grip like this, palms facing the ceiling. You're going to start hands down at your waist and draw a big smile, like a smiley face. Smile. And you're going to really stick your chest out as you do this. As long as you stick your chest out, squeeze your shoulder blades together, you're really going to feel a nice mid-back activation there. So that's one of the exercises we're going to do. And then the other exercise we're going to do is called four corners. So you're going to have the lightest band in your hands and the next lightest band around your ankles. You're going to stand in the middle of your mat. You're going to take your right foot to both of the corners on the right side, and then you'll take your left foot to both of the corners on the left side. So we're going to be alternating between those two smiling exercises and then the stepping exercises on the four corners. 30 seconds of each. We're going to be alternating back and forth for 3 times in a row. So just a quick note for the fitness assessment, make a note of what color bands you used so you don't forget and use different color bands next time we do that. But if you haven't done that already, just make a note of what color bands you used. But we are going to get started with some smiles. So grab that lightest band in your underhand grip. And we're gonna start that here in 3, 2, and smiling away we are. Okay. Final 10 seconds. And we're going to go right into the 4 corners here in 3, 2, 1. So stand in the middle of your mat, take that right foot to the right 2 right corners, and take that left foot alternating to the 2 left corners. Okay. What you want to do here is if you can, is crouch down as much as possible. So instead of standing straight up, you kind of do like a partial squat. That's going to give you some nice core, leg, glute work. Three, 2, and 1. So you're going back to your smiles. Here we go, and smile. I know most of us are paying attention to what we're doing, maybe sometimes what I'm doing, but I don't think we look at each other on the screens while we're exercising very much. But if you do take a second now, you'll be seeing that you're getting smiles from all over the country, right? Maybe somebody on the screen next to you 2, 3 states away is giving you a big smile, right? So you started your day with a star and a smile from somebody else. How about that? We're going to 4 corners and go. Right foot, then left foot. Good. Like I said, the more you sit down into a squat, the more challenging this becomes. You are doing great. And 3, 2, 1. Last time around, going to do some smiles now. Remember to keep your chest out and your shoulder blades squeezed in together as you're drawing that smile. Halfway. Okay, and 3, 2, 1. Let's get into those 4 corners again on the mat.
My band just broke.
Oh no, it's because you're too strong. That happens sometimes. Like
I'm
when
a
you get
Wonder
really,
Woman.
when you get strong, they just
Darn
snap because they cannot contain you. It's a known problem. Sometimes you can take it, like tie a knot in it and it'll still work, but other times you're just having to get a new one. Okay, we are done with that round. So we've got the same timing format, 30-second exercises that we're gonna go through for the next 2 exercises. We're gonna take that same band that was on your ankles, we're just gonna put it around your shoes. So if you don't have a band or your band just broke, you can certainly do this without a band, but I like having band around the middle of your feet. And we're gonna do a slow little bicycle movement with the legs. So we're going like this, really keeping that low back pressed against the mat. Put that little bit of resistance on the band. And that's gonna be the first exercise we'll do for 30 seconds. The next one is you're gonna be doing a crunch and a smile. So that smile that you're familiar with, you're going to crunch up and then draw a smile and then crunch back down. Okay, so both of these are going to be on our backs on the mat. We'll be alternating between, like we did last time, 30 seconds each for 3 rounds. So let's get in position. That band that you had on your ankles for the corner exercise, put that around the middle of your feet. Lie down on your back, and we're going here in 3, 2, and let's go. So most importantly with this exercise, is what's happening in your low back. You really want to pretend like you're squashing a pea or a bug or something, pick your poison underneath your low back. You're really pressing it against the mat. So even though you have this alternating work happening in your legs, your lower abdominals are really working hard to keep flush against the mat with your back. All right, just a few seconds left. You can keep that band on your feet. Go ahead and pause and put your light band in your hands for the smile. Same underhanded grip. Okay, and crunching in 3, 2, and crunch and smile. Good. Crunch and smile. When you do a crunch, you want to have a fixed gaze at a point on the ceiling right above your head the whole time. Never break your gaze. That's going to keep your neck straight and keep it from straining those muscles in the front of your neck. Excellent. And 3, 2, 1, and we're going straight into the bicycles again, and go. So everything from your tailbone to your head should be flat against the mat as you're pushing and pulling against that light band with your legs. All right. Here we go. Last few seconds. All right. And crunch and smile now. Crunch and smile. I bet you didn't think you would get so many smiles first thing on a Monday morning. Well, I got you. Here we are, doing it together. Last 10 seconds. Three, two, one. Final round. One more time on these bicycles. One more time on the crunch smiles, and go. Okay. Looking good. Keeping that low back against the mat like I know you're doing. Last 10 seconds. Three, two, and now we're doing the crunch smiles. Last time on the crunch smiles. Up we go. All right. Looking good. Last few seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. All right. We're going to go right into repeating that first round where we did the smile exercise and we did the 4 corner touches on the mat. So that will be our next few minutes here before we move on. So I'm going to have you grab that light band. Well, you probably still have it in your hands like me, but light band is going to be in your hands, and the next more resistance band will be around your ankles. Okay. So we're going to start back on the mat here. 30 seconds, starting with the smiles. In 3, 2, and 1. All right. Keep it up. Can you believe we're the last few minutes of the workout already? Time flies. All right, and 4 corners. halfway.
Just for the record, we just broke a band as well. Two
Oh
in
my
the same
gosh.
class. Coach D, you're killing us.
That's it. All right, go into the smiles. If you still have a band that works, do smiles. If you don't, honestly, you don't need much weight for this exercise. You can use like water bottles or soup cans, something like that. But maybe if you broke a band, you just like earned a pass on this one, because good on you. It just means you've been using it a lot. All right. And 3, 2, and 1. 4 corners. All right. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, last time for smiles today. Here you go. Good. Really remember to exaggerate, kind of sticking that chest out. That's going to give you the best posture muscle workout here. All right, you're doing great. 10 seconds left. Three, 2, 1, and we are stepping to the corners. All right, keep it up. You can do this. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We've got just a couple minutes left for some core work, and we're going to be ready to get some stretching on. So we're going to do plank crossbody knee tucks. You can do a plank on a chair. You're taking your knee to your opposite elbow. If you do it on a mat, you're taking your knee to the opposite elbow like that. That'll be the first exercise, and the second exercise is going to be curtsy squat. So you're just going to take one foot behind the other like you're doing a curtsy. So we're going to get started. Just a couple minutes left here. 3, 2, 1. Plank cross body knee tucks. You're on your forearms, aiming the opposite knee towards the opposite elbow. We have less than 2 minutes left in our workout. So you keep moving in whatever way feels best to you. You've made it this far. Don't stop now. You're doing great. And 3, 2, and 1. Alternating curtsy squats. If you want to think about like you're standing in the middle of a clock, your left foot goes behind you at about the 4 o'clock mark on the clock, and the right foot will go behind you at about the 8 o'clock mark on the dial. Just a little landmark reference for you there. Look at that. 3, 2, 1. One more time around and we're done. Let's do this. Plank cross body knee tuck. We are now less than a minute away from being done. Keep it up. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Last 30 seconds of the workout. Make it good. Going into those curtsy squats. You've got this. All right, last few seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, stretching time. All right, so if you need something to support yourself, you can find something, but we're gonna grab behind that left leg on the ankle and pull back for a nice quad stretch. So at the end of each session, we do usually like 4 to 5 minutes of stretching. And to be honest, it's just kind of like a preview for you. Like, oh, these are things I can do related to the exercises that we did today. If I'm feeling tight or sore later, go ahead and switch legs. So it's brief, but it is always related to what we've done exercise-wise for the day. So a lot of the stretches do repeat because we do similar exercises, but they're a little different each time. But always a nice way to start your cool down and give you a little help for things you can do for yourself the rest of the day. Okay, and let's stand feet wide apart. So this is an adductor stretch for the inner thigh. So sometimes you need to widen your stance a little bit, but as wide as you need to go to really feel that inner thigh stretching there. You can push your hips forward for a little intensification if you need that. So well done, everyone, for making it through the first Fitcamp. You all did great. Our next workout is on Friday at 7 a.m. And we are doing a strength-based workout called Three's a Crowd. So you can find out what that's about if you are able to make it on Friday. All right, next stretch, going to do the arms a little bit. So take one arm, pull it across your body here. We had a really great happy hour last week. I don't know how many of you, some of you came, some of you weren't able to make it, but those of you who weren't able to make it, hopefully the Switch Arms got a chance to watch the little highlight reel video I made of our fun time with the animals. It was good. Okay, so one more stretch here, all those push-ups. You know we're gonna pay attention to the chest a little bit, so we're gonna place our hand on a door frame or a wall. Start with your right arm, so right hand on the door frame or a wall, and then you're gonna twist your body away from that surface where your hand is. And that should give you a nice stretch in your chest. You can always play with how high your hand is towards the ceiling or how low it is towards the floor to kind of change that area of the pec that you're getting, but should feel good given all those push-ups that we did today. All right, and switch sides. Other side. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for being here with me today. It's wonderful to spend my Monday morning with you. I hope you have a great week and a great Monday, and I'll see you soon.